Hello and welcome to Rocks and Rose Tarot, where we are always being divinely guided by Spirit, our angels, ancestors, and spirit guides. So before I pick a charm to see who this reading is for, I do want to let you know that before the reading started, I was directed to pull out my little Scrabble pieces, and I channeled a few words that may be for you. You may resonate with them. The three words that came out was sled, new, and coin. So maybe somebody bought a new sled. I know where I am at, we're in the middle of summer, but I don't know, or maybe somebody wants a new sled. Maybe a child has been asking for a sled before winter gets here, or a coin. Maybe you have a lucky coin or special coin that means something to you. I don't know. Every reading is different. Sometimes I get channel messages, sometimes I'll give you a song. But for you, whoever you are, we're going to find out those messages are for you. All right, so let's get into this bag and pull out the charm for this reading for who it is for. And that is my lovely Virgos. I love Virgos. I'm a Virgo. Okay. So this reading is for you. All right. So Virgos, let's tap into this energy here and see what Spirit has to say. I do shuffle these cards. I pre-shuffle them so that the videos don't take too long. And of course, I always ask for Spirit to guard the cards and the surroundings, me and all of you, with protection. So I did do that before starting the video. So Virgo, what Spirit want you to know? Spirit, what messages do you have for my amazing Virgos? What does Virgo need to know right now? Okay. Oop. All right. We still have some more messages to get here, Virgo. Thank you. All right, Spirit. What else? What else for my lovely Virgos? What other messages do you have for my Virgos? Thank you. All right. And how I pick up the cards, sometimes when they are in the reverse, sometimes they're upright. I just go with whatever Spirit directs me to do. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, we just have a few more to get. Then we will straighten these cards up and see what we got. Thank you. All right, 4 more cards, Spirit. That's all I really need. All right, 2 more. Thank you. And 1 more. You know, Spirit's like, you'll take as many cards as I want to give you. All right, so we do have a few more here. So let's scooch them on down, making room. Isn't that what Spirit does sometimes? Makes room for the messages that we need. Even when we think we have enough, it's like, nope, I'm gonna make room for everything that you need to know. Okay, and let's see, let's scooch these down just a little bit more, and I'm gonna bring this one down here. Lots of messages. Okay. And I think at the very least, We can get it in view here. Okay. We're gonna make it work. Okay. Okay, let's get these down just a little bit more. Sorry, Virgos, but you know, me being a Virgo myself, we just got to make sure that this is as perfect as it can be. There we go. All right, and on the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Swords. So I think that on the bottom of the deck, it means that there is something that's hidden or you don't see coming. And I think that it could be a heartbreak. Maybe what you're not seeing is that a heartbreak from the past is influencing your future. Or it could mean something in the future. Maybe there will be someone that will betray you in the future, or maybe there's a situation that you'll feel betrayed by. So I do think that this card on the bottom does shape the overall message of the reading. But what I also see is that because I'm really strongly picking up that something from the past has really put you in a heartbreak energy, and the more you try to control how you feel and like control that situation from the past, the more you prolong your movement forward. Okay, so we're going to put this over here, and we are going to make sure that these are all lined up as perfect as they can be. And then we're also going to take stock of how many major arcanas that we have. That's important, Virgo. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 major arcana. In a spread where we have this many cards, I would say 3 major arcana means that whatever has happened, whatever has kind of like whatever energy is shaping this kind of like heartbreak energy, I don't think it's as bad as you think it is. Okay. I feel like you're viewing it from a perspective of this is terrible, and I don't want to minimize that. So it very well could feel really terrible. But I think in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it's as bad as you're feeling like it is right now. Or maybe in the past you felt like it was awful and maybe it didn't end up being that bad. Or if it's a future situation, maybe it won't end up being as bad as you think, as long as you don't sit in that energy. So let's get into this reading. Maybe we'll get some different messages, or maybe Spirit has something more to say that's going to be really important for you to understand. So this first card that came out, the Page of Cups in the reverse, I think that you're maybe possibly feeling a little insecure about yourself right now. If you did indeed go through a heartbreaking situation, or something from the past is still lingering, I think that it kind of plays on some insecurities that maybe you've always had. And I think that, you know, there's a little bit of that Pisces energy of like feeling like you just want to escape like it all together. But with this Page of Wands in the upright, I feel like a new adventure is on the horizon. I feel like you need to get back into, I know traditionally Virgos are more introverts and they don't like to really be like surrounded by a lot of people. Like they have their close-knit circle. But for all my Virgos that are kind of feeling, or well, I should say my Virgos that typically maybe can resonate with a little bit of the opposite of that. Maybe you're very social. Maybe you do like to get out and have a lot of friends. Just know that getting back into that energy, finding that energy again, is going to really put you into the Six of Pentacles energy. I think you're going to start feeling grateful for having gone through this heartbreak. I know that's hard, but I think Spirit's saying is be grateful for those experiences, because that's what's putting you into this very solid, stable energy. And also, when you learn from the past, and maybe you put a lot of time and effort into something or someone, maybe you put a lot of money into that person, just know that when you say thank you to the things that have burned you, you say thank you. I understand the role that you played in this, but now I'm ready to level up. I think that this is your level up energy, okay? I think with the Seven of Cups in the reverse, it's saying that there was once a very big energy of indecision, and I think you turned it around. Like, I think that you saw what your responsibility was to yourself, and you brought yourself clarity. And Virgos are really good about doing that. You can dig down deep and find the way to change things around. But I think that, there have been certain bad choices that you've made, or maybe you procrastinated on making a choice, really made you feel overwhelmed. Like, it's the avoidance thing, and we all do it sometimes. But I think that procrastinating can make you feel back into this insecure energy. So I think not sitting in this. Don't sit in this cold energy where you feel overwhelmed because, you made some bad choices. We've all done that, okay? But again, I think that you have the ability to pull yourself out of this mental, place that you've been in, like you've just kind of stayed there. I think you strengthen yourself. You're kind of like, you have this untapped, well, I shouldn't say untapped. You have a renewable resource, Virgo. And every time something happens, every time a heartbreak cycle comes up, you pull yourself back out, you get stable again, you bring yourself clarity. And then I think eventually we learn to not make those bad choices, to not sit in this, and to be able to pull ourselves out very quickly. Now we have the Ace of Wands, and I think that you've probably recently been you've had these sparks of creativity, like a new energy, because you are able to pull yourself back to, yourself, back to feeling good. Like, you probably have a lot of hobbies. You work with your hands. Maybe you like to cook. Maybe you like to make things. Maybe you're crafty. And I feel like you're getting back into that energy. You're feeling more optimistic. The Ten of Swords is in the reverse, so you've really survived a lot of disasters. I think you've been up and down many times, but you always survive. And it kind of gives you more things to add to your backpack of life, like more supplies. Like, well, I've done this before, I've been through this, so I know what to do. I've had this breakdown, now I know how to fix it. Like, you just keep adding to your experience here. We have the Five of Swords here. I think you have experienced a lot of the same type of situations. Maybe it's been a repeating pattern. Maybe you've been bullied many times in your life. Maybe you've been deceived by lovers, maybe friends, maybe maybe the same sort of arguments keep cycling back up about the same things. I think that you have been through these cycles. You always survive, you always make it out, you kind of like get through it. But we have to figure out how to stop that pattern from repeating. So we have the Hanged Man in the reverse. I think that you're avoiding making sacrifices for yourself. I think that you sacrifice yourself for other people, and you avoid doing that for yourself because you want to keep the peace. That's what I'm hearing. Maybe you do it to feed your ego. That is a form of protection. I mean, you don't want to completely destroy your ego, but you do want to keep it at bay. It's not always a bad thing, but I think that maybe you feel like you're protecting yourself by protecting everybody else. But really, the way to get yourself out of this cycle of heartbreak is you really need to start making sacrifices for yourself. Don't avoid that. Sacrifice those people that are bullying you. Sacrifice that job that makes you feel bad about yourself, or sacrifice those things. Just put it out there and get rid of it. Because when you are working diligently for yourself, you see these rewards grow, and be grateful for them. Get back into the stable energy. Find your creative passions again, because that is really what is so beautiful about this reading, is that you feel like you can celebrate yourself again. I think that's the energy really that helps you pull out of this, is celebrate yourself. You have people that love you. You have people that want to be there for you. Surround yourself with that community of people. Be social. Get out with your friends. I'm getting the message that anytime you're with those certain people that, really just energize you again, you feel like you can take on the world. You feel like nothing's going to stop me. And that is exactly, I think, what you need right now, Virgo. Don't sit in this cold energy right here. Be emotional. Get out and do things with your friends, because that's how you balance this energy. And also have patience with yourself. Like this cycle doesn't have to move at lightning speed. Let it move at your pace. And then this is a beautiful card, and now I know why Spirit gave us a few extra messages than what I normally pull in the spread, is the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Forgiveness, Virgo. Forgive yourself for making, some bad choices. I think we saw that right here with the Lovers in the room. Maybe you've made bad choices in men or women, dating and partners. Forgive yourself. Start small and make some positive changes. Recover, Virgo. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to take a day off of work. You're allowed to sit in bed. One of my favorite words that I learned a few years ago, and you may know this, is Herkle-Durkle. Like, do that. It means you stay in bed way longer than anybody should stay in bed, and maybe you do things in bed like to stay there all day so you can Herkle-Durkle. Like, play a board game in bed, eat lunch in bed, listen to music, write. Like, if that makes you happy and that helps you recover, do it. Who cares what anybody else thinks? You are making choices to make you better. You are welcoming yourself back to take on the world. What it also, and I don't want to go too long because I know these messages and these videos can be really long, but I'm also channeling the cartoon Pinky and the Brain when Pinky would be like, Brain, what are we going to do today? And Brain says, try to take over the world. Virgo, you have the ability to take over the world, but it doesn't have to happen in a day. Rome was not built in one day. So take your time, but Spirit is saying just don't sit in this heartbreak energy. Don't sit in this. Don't feel like you don't have any control, but sometimes you need to let go of that. Maybe you're holding on too tight. Oh, and look at this. Underneath the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse is the Eight of Swords in the reverse. Freedom, empowerment, liberation, Virgo. You can do this. Don't let anybody hold you down. Don't hold yourself down. Okay, so before we wrap up this reading, I do want to get you a message from my Divine Feather Messenger deck. It's just a nice way to round out the message. So Spirit is giving you two. The Crow. And the message here is, universal laws and truths are now being revealed. Use this energy to create your reality. Yes, because you have the ability to do that. And the Turkey. Honor your own time of harvest. Offer your gifts and blessings as service to the greater good. So I think when you do that, you also recover yourself. Thank you so much, Virgo, for being here with me today. Thank you for watching my video. If you felt like this message resonated with you, please give me a thumbs up. I would absolutely love for my fellow Virgos to subscribe to my channel so that I can bring you some more great messages from Spirit. And until next time, I will see you in the next video.